Okay, this is a very impromptu visit. Hello, everyone. I know some of you are probably at work, and some of you may be home. You can catch the replay, of course, if you're not able to watch it now. But I noticed it had been 3 weeks since I had been on here, and I had been really very busy. And let me apologize for the position of my whoops for the uh, position of my camera. My computer, the hinge, one of my hinges is broken. So anyway, I'm here now, and usually I try to do this on a Friday, excuse me, evening when a lot of people are home, and I just my week is busy, so I thought, okay, it's the middle of the day. I know it's the middle of the day, but I have time, and I just wanted to catch everybody up on what I have been doing. And I'm tired. Excuse me. Anyway, so make sure that you sign in, in the chat box. Let me know where is the chat box. Let me know where you are. Um, say something, where you're signaling from, and all that good stuff. So, just to tell you what I've been up to, some of you may know that my husband is Canadian. And so, for the past 3.5 years, we had been working on his citizenship, I mean, his residency, and then his citizenship. And so, um, unfortunately, when we started this process, the country was in a lot better shape than it is right now. And so I kept asking him, "You sure you want to do this? You sure you want to do this?" Because, I was thinking about moving to Ecuador myself. But anyway, um, so it's been a long road. And if you want to see where we are in that process, you'll have to go over to the other channel. So this is just an update on where I've been and why I've been so absent. And it's because I'm sorry, I'm really tired. I've been really busy with that kind of stuff, meetings and things like that. So, um, go over to the other channel. Hey, how you doing? It's good to see you. Not that I can see you, but anyway, there you go. How you doing? Um, anyway, so um, where was I? Okay, so anyhow, we had been working through the permanent residency thing, and but go over to the other channel, the Christopats um, channel. Sorry, oh, I'm sorry. Go over to the other channel. You'll see if you go up onto the main screen of this channel, over on the right hand side, you'll see where it says the Christopats. Just click on that; it'll take you to that channel, and you can see what we've been up to over there in regard to my husband's immigration status and all that. So there'll be another video coming out about that Friday. I think it'll be ready Friday. So anyhow, I haven't been doing a whole lot with my hair. As a matter of fact, this is from yesterday. So I put this in last night. I had to run to a meeting. I'm in meetings more abundantly. Anyway, I had to run to a meeting. And so I just had to do something really quick with my hair. So I just, this is a typical style for me. You guys know that. So that's what I've done. Now, right now, as you can see, I'm back at the RV, but I actually had been at the house for the last 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And we came out here because we got a call from Department of Transportation, and they are working on the street right ahead of us. So they wanted to know if we wanted a driveway. We were like, we could use a driveway. And so Department of Transportation has offered to give us a 24-foot wide and 6-foot deep driveway. And anything beyond the 6 feet, we'd have to take care of ourselves, which is, okay, we may or may not do that. However, when we go to drive out, if we have to take the RV out, it is good to to be able to make that corner or that cut onto the street without going into a small ditch, because it is a bit of a drop there. And it always weirds me out if I'm following my husband in the van to watch the coach rock like that. It's a little unnerving because I'm thinking it's going to flip over on its side. So anyway, so we're back here because they said they needed us to sign the permit that the city requires for them to do it. And so, hi, Amber. I know. I'm sorry. I know there was no warning. It's just that it's been 3 weeks and I wouldn't have been on here Friday. So I thought, I got a minute. Let me hurry up and do something. Anyway, so the guy said he needed us to sign the permit. So we told him, okay, we'll be there. We'll be there Wednesday morning. We'll come back out there and we'll sign the permit. We came out here to sign the permit. He forgot the permit. So we could have just stayed where we were. But he says he's going to do it anyway. Okay, so that's good. So I guess eventually he'll come back and we'll sign the permit. But I thought I could have slept in. I'm tired. Anyway, so in regard to my hair, like I said, I just did this really quickly last night because I had to go to a meeting. And we are in the process of insulating the coach still, which is also on the other channel. So anyway, that's going on. And I figured that my husband could work on that outside while I was in here doing the video. Then we found out we had a leak in our generator hose. Not good. Don't want to blow up. So he's fixing that. And I'm in here with you guys. So anyhow, Amber said my hair looks like I just got in a fight. Oh my gosh. You're in pink pajamas? I was in pink pajamas until we found out we had to come out here to sign a permit for Department of Transportation to do this driveway, and the guy forgot the permit. And so here we are, an hour away from the house, and he forgot the paperwork. Great. Anyway, so I wanted to come on and just update you guys on what has been happening. And you really should go over to the other channel though, so that you can see, because I try not to get too far off topic over here. Now the last time I was on here, I was, oh, I'm sorry. Whew. I got some coffee. Oh my God, I'm trying to stay awake. Okay. The last time I was on here, I was talking to you guys about some of the natural remedies that I had been looking into. So I'm still looking into a lot of that, and I got a lot of stuff on the go. I've got some hawthorn tincture that I'm making, and I have some that's in alcohol, and I have some that's in raw apple cider vinegar. So let me tell you what I did. I was watching this naturopath doctor, and I can't remember her name, Cindy somebody, Curry or something like that. But anyway, so I was watching her do her tincture. Yes, yes, I do have a post on the other account. I just posted that one. That's what I've been hung up doing. So you have to go over there and look on there, and you'll see. We got one more step to go, and we took the last step, and that video is coming out Friday for the other channel. So in 2 days, yay! Anyway, yeah. So I was watching this naturopathic doctor's video about hawthorn, which is something that helps lower the blood pressure, because I don't want to be on any medications, especially with everything that's going on now. um, I don't want to be dependent upon the government for anything. I don't want to be dependent on the state, the city, or nobody else for anything. So I am literally weaning my way out of the system. And I've been working on this for several years. So my last stop, my first stop was to make sure I didn't have any debt, which I don't. I made sure I got everything paid off. I paid my house off 13 years early, about 9 years ago. So I don't have any debt. I don't have credit card debts. I don't have any of that. And so, but I don't want to be dependent upon anyone for anything, right? So this is what I was trying to tell you guys about before. If you've been paying attention to if you've been paying attention to what's been going on and how things have been getting tightened down, if everybody's not thinking the same way, doing the same thing all the time for everyone, one size fits all, then you will literally be locked out of society if the powers that be have their way. If you're not willing to do what everybody else wants to do and give up your ability to think for yourself and make decisions for yourself, then there's a real threat there that life could get very difficult for you. Well, um, I was thinking about the other generations coming behind us that were born into the technological age, and they don't know how to do nothing. They know electronics, they know how to turn on a computer, they know how to tell time, on a digital clock. They don't know how to tell time on an analog clock. Some of them can't add, they can't subtract without a calculator, and because they were born into the digital age. My generation, my mother's generation, her parents' generation, they knew how to do other stuff. They knew how to grow their own food. They knew how to make their own medicine. They knew how to, and I'm saying that my goal is to learn some skills where I'm not dependent upon pharmaceutical companies. I'm not dependent upon electric. I'm not dependent upon gas. I'm not dependent upon stuff because listen, that stuff wasn't always around, and people, here we are. So clearly people made it or none of us would be here. They hung around long enough to have kids. So, I'm trying to educate myself in a simpler life and how to do things more simply, so that I am not dependent. So for example, there's all these natural disasters and stuff that happen, right? All the time. And people live in areas that frequently have natural disasters, and it never occurs to them to do something, to have something extra set aside in a different location in the event that they get into trouble like that. That they're not going through the neighborhood with their hand out begging everybody for everything. That's not to say that you wouldn't need help from a neighbor occasionally, but you're not completely dependent upon society to take care of you. Because let me tell you, some people couldn't give a rip about you. I mean, they don't know you and they don't care about you. So, um, so anyway, sorry, my phone. Yeah, that ringtone. My phone is ringing. I don't know who that was. I was not expecting a call. So let me just shut that off for a minute. Anyway, so I'm working on not being dependent upon pharmaceutical companies, um, grocery stores, or whatever. We have all this land out here, and we're talking about doing something with it, so that we're just not dependent upon people. First of all, I don't like being threatened, right? So I don't like people telling me that I can't eat or I can't travel or I can't do this, I can't do that unless I do what they want me to do. I'm grown, okay? I'm grown. Don't nobody own me. So I'm my own person and I'll do what I want to do. It's just that simple. So that's my position on a lot of things that's going on today. And like my hair, right? I didn't feel like doing it, so I didn't. I threw a cap on it, went to bed, got up, took the cap off. There you go. Um, I'm an independent, sovereign person, and that's how I'm going to live my life. So back to the uh, natural remedies. I have been working on this hawthorn tincture, and so I have one in apple cider vinegar, and I have one that I'm processing in alcohol. Most of the medications that you get over the counter, whether they are cough syrups or whatever, have alcohol in them. It may have a very small amount, but it does have alcohol in it. So I made two different kinds. And the reason being is because I may not always want the alcohol. You know, the alcohol, even though you're not taking a lot, when you make a tincture, it's concentrated, right? So you probably will use a dropper and put maybe, 10 drops under the tongue. You're not going to take a half a bottle or you'll be drunk. So I'm working on two because my husband doesn't take alcohol at all. And so the ones with the apple cider vinegar is for both of us, but mainly for him. And anyway, so the other day I decided, oh, I wonder how this is coming along. So the hawthorn are berries. The ones that I have are dehydrated. Well, they're dry. They're not fresh. They're not dehydrated. They're just dry. And so I had them sitting down in this apple cider vinegar for a couple of weeks. It's really supposed to sit for a couple of months, 6 to 8 weeks. And the berries are really hard, and they got a little tiny little stone in them. That's a seed that's hard. So I saw this lady, this naturopath doctor. She put hers in a blender, and she blended it down. And she said, now when it's time to strain it, you want to put it in a fine mesh strainer and strain it out. I saw somebody else say the best thing to do is, put it in a coffee press, depending on what you're using. So I took mine out of the jar, put it down in the blender, and did that. And then this is the one with the vinegar, y'all. I had it couldn't have been more than a couple of teaspoons that I couldn't get back in the jar, right? I don't know why, but I couldn't get it back in the jar. It just wouldn't fit. So I had a little bit left, like a tablespoon left, and I put it in a fine mesh strainer and I took a teaspoon and was just kind of, mashing on it, which ended me up with about a teaspoon and a half or 2 teaspoons. So I just took the cup and did one of them numbers. I was like, woo, it was a little bit sour from the vinegar, but the berries weren't too bad. You could taste the berries for real. And then in about, gosh, 20 minutes, I was like, boy, something hit my system. Now, this was vinegar. Oh, my goodness. I thought, oh, my gosh. And I felt my pressure dropping. So I thought, oh, my gosh, and I had taken my medicine that day too. So then I thought I better go back and read up on this again. So I did. And what it said was, some natural remedies, if you're already on medication and you take the natural remedy, it's almost like it supercharges the medication that you're on. So my pressure dropped about 20 points, and I was feeling like I needed a nap, like I needed to go to bed. I felt really, really tired. So I thought, well, the best thing for me to do would be to maybe take 2 months to completely wean myself off of the pharmaceutical by maybe taking my medication one day, taking that the next day, taking my medication the next day, taking the hawthorn the next day, and then skipping a day, taking the hawthorn, take my medication, take the hawthorn until I'm eventually just taking the hawthorn. And I would still have the medication, but I'd have an in reserve for an emergency in the event I could no longer get Hawthorne. Then I would still have something. And then there's other things, like Amber was mentioning about garlic. Um, Garlic is a plus. Garlic, it's a natural blood thinner. Hawthorn works a little bit differently in that it's a diuretic, and it also helps open up your blood, soften your blood vessels so that the blood can go through more easily. So they work differently. Both of them work to bring your pressure down, but they work differently. So anyway, so there's that. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been up to, doing that, working with my husband on moving from his citizenship, his permanent residency into citizenship, and all that. So it's just been really really busy. But I wanted to make sure that I did come on here and tell you guys I'm not dead. I'm still here. And I mean, I'm chuckling when I say that, but a lot of people are dying right now. Um, they're doing this one size fits all medication, and it's killing them because their current health conditions are not being considered before they just go into these clinics and just, let people put stuff in their arm. So, you know, if they already have blood disorders or things like that, nobody's asking those questions. They just walk in and say, "Oh yeah, you're here for that? Okay, we'll give it to you," and then they die because their system couldn't take it. They had too many other health issues. But nobody's asking those questions. They just saying do it or else. I don't like the or else thing. So anyway, so that's what's happening. He's so crazy. Anyway, so that's what's going on, you guys. I just been really, really, really busy, and I don't know when I'll be on again. Really, because I've been crazy busy, and we have a lot to do, a lot to consider of what to do and how to do it, so that we can continue to transition and continue to live independent lives as much as possible, and learning to do things differently. Like if you're used to uh, like if you're used to, how I mentioned the electronics and all that. Some people, they just absolutely cannot do without electronics. They just can't. And I think it'd be a good idea to try to wean yourself from that kind of thing, so that if there's a power failure because a hostile nation decides they want to hit our power grid, and everything you have runs by electricity, you're going to be in a world of trouble. I mean, especially with winter coming, if your heat is electric, you're going to be in a world of trouble. So we had been thinking of other ways to do things, so that we're not just caught like that with no way to keep ourselves warm, no way to cook food, no way to do anything, because we were completely dependent upon a power grid that's subject to attack from a foreign nation. So now I'm saying it because, I'm a veteran, right? So I'm not ignorant to a lot of stuff. I'm ignorant to a lot of stuff, but I ain't ignorant to everything. Let me put it like that. So anyway, so that's the update. Um, yeah, that's the update. I'm going to make a video for my other channel that'll come out in a couple of weeks, because I got one coming out in a couple of days. So, and I like to do one or two a month, maybe if I can. Anyway, oh, and I had a chicken that was I don't know what was wrong with her. She was so sick, we had to put her in a cage and bring her into the house. So I have this chicken. Well, I had this chicken in my kitchen. Poor thing. Poor baby. She was so sick. She couldn't sit up. She couldn't lay down. She definitely couldn't get on a perch. And we didn't know what was wrong with her. So I was studying, I'm looking up all this stuff. I'm looking at her symptoms, and my husband and I talked about we may need to put her down. We had to put down one of our chickens, and he wasn't even sick. He was just loud. and we cannot have roosters in the city. And when you get a knock on your door from your neighbor saying, "Can you do something about your bird?" Well, we had to do something about him, and nobody wants roosters. So we just, and he was too small. He wouldn't even have made a chicken nugget. So my husband had to put him down because we would have got some kind of a citation from the city for violating a noise ordinance. Um, anyway, this chicken, she was so sick, and I had done everything I knew how to do. So we talked about euthanizing her because she was so miserable, and we didn't know why. I thought maybe she got a hold of some poison, and I thought there's nothing out there unless she got a hold of a wild mushroom or something somewhere. But anyway, and then I thought, so there's this medication on the market that's been on the market for decades that now all of a sudden, because it's working against this very bad cold or whatever they call it, flu, whatever, that's been going around for the last 2 years, because it was working to kill off that flu, they decided to all of a sudden start bad mouthing that medication. And I thought, I wonder if that'll work on her. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? Is that it would kill her. So, and we were going to have to kill her anyway if we couldn't figure out what was wrong with her because she was suffering. And I wasn't about to take a $3 chicken to a $200 vet. That just wasn't going to happen. So, um, I decided to try this medication that now they're trying to say it doesn't work and it's dangerous and it's for horses and yada yada yada. No, it's not. Anyway, they use it in Africa for parasites and all that on people, not horses. So you can give it to horses, but that's not what it was originally made for. Anyway, I thought, okay, this is a chicken. If I this is a chicken, and if I give her this whole thing, she's gonna die. If I took the whole thing, I would die. I took a toothpick, kind of scooped up a little bit, put it in about an ounce of warm water and dissolved it, and then put that ounce in 2 cups of water and put it in a drinking dish for her. And I'm telling you, that chicken was up on her feet the next day. I thought, what is in that stuff? So she's out with the rest of the flock. It's like I got a chicken back from the dead because I used a medication that was helping people as a therapeutic that Big Pharma got ticked off about and decided they want to try to pull it off the market. It's been working for 50 years. But so anyway, I just said all that to say that's why I don't want to be um, dependent upon pharmaceutical companies because they get paid to keep you sick. They make money off of keeping you sick, treating your symptoms, and not dealing with a disease at the root cause and eradicating disease. They just want to manage it, manage it, manage it, manage it, keep you coming, keep taxpayers paying for your bill, or you paying for your bill, or some insurance company paying for your bill. Key word there is paying, 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 right? Never getting well, just paying, paying, paying. So I don't want to be in that rat race anymore. Um, I don't want to be in that rat race anymore. I gave her uh, ivermectin, is what I gave her, and it worked. I mean, it was she was sick for a week, and I told my husband, I said, if she this was like on Friday, I said if she's still with us Sunday, I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked. I've dealt with a lot of sick animals. I said she's on her way out. She couldn't even stand up. She was very, very sick. And so, um, anyway, yeah. Now, like I said, all I did was I took a toothpick. I put a tiny bit on the end of the toothpick and dissolved it in some warm water, and because it's like a gel, and I gave that to her in 2 cups of water and put it in her drinker. Now she didn't drink 2 cups of water, so you know what I did? I took the rest of it when she was up on her feet again. I took the rest of it outside and put it in the drinking water for the other chickens. I said, just in case y'all are thinking about getting sick, have some of this. And they're all fine. All of them are fine. Even my older ones are fine. As a matter of fact, one of my older ones who had completely quit laying suddenly started laying again. I thought, oh my gosh. So that's interesting. So we'll see what happens with the other two. Um, that's what I did. That's what I've been doing, trying to take care of my animals and dealing with my husband's immigration status. And oh, we're at the end of that road. Thank the Lord. It was expensive and it was long. It would have been longer than this, but because he's married to a U.S. citizen, he didn't have to keep his residency for 5 years. If you're married to a U.S. citizen, it's only required 3 years. So, anyhow, just wanted to hang out with you guys for a little bit. Oh, I hope everybody's doing okay. Thank you, Amber, for coming on and saying hello. You're so funny. Go over to the other channel, though, and you'll see what we were doing over there. And like I said, there's one more video coming out on Friday about that. So, and that the one coming out Friday is the final one about concerning his status and stuff. So, I'm done. I might I might try to make a video for my other channel, but right now, I'm going to finish drinking my coffee because I'm trying to stay awake. And my husband is waiting for me to tell him when I'm finished because he has to unplug the electricity so he can work on the generator. And he doesn't want any power anywhere while he's working on that. So I'm going to get off so he can get on with his business. And you guys have a good day. Thank you, Amber, for coming on. I shall. I might do that right now. I'll go over to the I'll go over to the other channel. I might end up in YouTube prison or whatever they call it. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time I come on. Keep it natural.